TrueHoop TV, where the playoffs are coming already. And we want to know, who's your pick to be an underdog that's going to win a first round series? And my pick is the Houston Rockets. Here's why. It depends who they're going to face. When the Rockets have been amassing their very mediocre record this season, they've been losing almost every time they face a team with a super high quality in their prime, in the paint scorer. So Lakers, Clippers, Magic, Memphis, these teams have been destroying the Rockets. But when they play good teams that don't have that would be the San Antonio Spurs and Oklahoma City Thunder. Also the Denver Nuggets. They play those teams tough, and the Spurs and the Thunder are the most likely candidates for the Rockets to face in the first round. I don't know if I'd pick them in that series, but boy, is it going to be a dogfight.
I personally like that very much.
Why can't this year's surprise team be the Denver Nuggets? Sure, they're last among Western Conference playoff teams in defense, but they just added a better perimeter defender in Wilson Chandler now that he's back from China, and they traded for the league's #2 shot blocker in JaVale McGee. Sure, that trade with Washington did cost them their most skilled big man in Nene. And this team has a persistent issue with the lack of a closer, the big-time finisher. But keep in mind, Chandler averaged 26 points per game while he was in China. Maybe he got used to being the man over there. Maybe that attitude cleared customs and will accompany him back to the United States just in time to help the Nuggets in the playoffs.
Soon, I think he's going to be in a position for the Trilateral Commission.
My upset pick, sleeper, sneaky, dark horse, whatever you want to call it, would be the Philadelphia 76ers, who I don't believe that they can beat the Heat. I don't think that's going to happen, but I do think that they can beat the Chicago Bulls. I know it sounds crazy.
No, Jimmy, I know what you're saying.
Their point differential is slightly worse. I like how Collins is resting his players down the stretch, and I believe the Bulls are best suited for taking apart a team that has one star.
I hate going with a trendy pick, and I fear that the Rockets might be that, but they could go a little deeper than expected. They're the 8th seed, and Oklahoma City's the 1 seed. Those two teams have split the season series 2-2. The Rockets have a good point guard in Kyle Lowry that they can rely on, and they have two big guys with the addition of Marcus Camby to go along with Samuel Dallenberg to kind of seal off the paint and make Oklahoma City a jump shooting team, a lot in the way the Mavericks did last year in the Western Conference Finals.
That taste in our mouth is still there from playing Dallas.
The West is loaded. I can pick a number of teams, including the current world champions, who project to be a bottom 4 seed. But I have an inkling it's going to come out of the Rocky Mountains, the Denver Nuggets. I love what they have come playoff time. A fresher team. They bring energy off the bench in Corey Brewer. They just signed a fresh Wilson Chandler, Andre Miller, the veteran leadership. How about the rookie Kenneth Faried matching up with the new center JaVale McGee? Ty Lawson, super quick. They're a very intriguing team. George Karl, lots of experience. I think he loves the way this team is built. They are a scary team come playoff time.
The rest of this year's playoffs is the New York Knicks. Looks like a coaching change was all they needed to once again re-energize their season. And I'll tell you this, if they make the playoffs in the Eastern Conference, name me another low seed that can have the two best players over the course of an entire 7-game series. And no, I'm not talking about Linsanity. I'm talking about Carmelo Anthony and Amari Stoudemire. If I was playing the Knicks in the first round, I would not feel safe. It's the Knicks. It's New York.
You know, I'm just very thankful to them.
No 8 seed is going to beat the 1 seed in either conference. But if I had to pick one team without home court advantage in the first round to take the series, I'm going with the Denver Nuggets. They're the only team in spots 5 through 8 in either conference with a winning record on the road, and they're 5th in the league in offensive efficiency. It makes them a genuine threat to get hot and stay hot.
Alright guys, with Miami and Chicago in the East, I am looking west for a playoff sleeper, and I'm looking at the Houston Rockets. They haven't been great since the All-Star break, but they haven't been playing with Kyle Lowry or Kevin Martin. I think the addition of Marcus Camby here is huge. He's a defensive-minded center, which they needed. You pair him with Luis Scola, with Samuel Dallenberg, I think they could be a force to be reckoned with.
The Milwaukee Bucks. They have what I like to call the poor man's big three. Don't get me wrong, it is a stretch. But Brandon Jennings and Monte Ellis can score 30 points on any given night. Coach Scott Skiles has his team playing hard.